Hello, fabulous Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2014 General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. I'm going to start off by giving you a few dates that I think are important. Okay, I don't normally do this because I do think that people are watching this from all over the world. And depending on your unique birth chart, sometimes certain types of signs will feel certain energies sooner. Others will feel them a little bit later. Having said that, in this case, I am going to give a few exact dates and do give this, about a day and a half on either side, especially considering where you might be on the planet. The first date is actually September 29th. The second date is the 10th or 11th of October, okay? And then the third date, which is the most important date, possibly, is the 24th of October. So again, depending on where you are on the planet, allow this some flexibility, a day and a half on either side or so. What is taking place on the 24th of this month is so important for you, really is one of those standout moments that I think when you are at the end of the year and you look back, you'll say, wow, a lot changed right around that time. However, it isn't going to be just for the year. I think for some Scorpios out there, especially those born right at the very beginning of your sign, this is going to be a time that really stands out in the trajectory of your life, possibly. It really is that significant given the different things that are happening. So right around the 24th of this month, we are going to have an eclipse take place. And this eclipse is happening in your sign and at 0 degrees of your sign. And it will be happening with Venus. So Venus will be right there with you at the very beginning of your sign having a solar eclipse. Now, a new moon, essentially what a solar eclipse is, it's a jacked up new moon, okay? So when you have a new moon in your sign, it is your own personal new year, really. It is the universe saying, happy birthday, begin again, plant seeds, believe, and start. Whatever it is that you want to start, whoever it is that you want to be, this is your shot. You've got lots of cosmic love and support behind you to make that happen. When it is an eclipse, that new moon becomes 20 times more powerful. It's a solar eclipse happening. It is as if where before you saw barriers, where before it felt like there was a lack of clarity, now the universe shows you a way. It gives you, or it allows you to acknowledge different perspectives of any kind of situation and allows you to recognize where you actually can move forward towards your empowerment, where you can direct your attention, direct your will, and see great things happen. And when it is an eclipse, there's also a surprise element to it. There tends to be a sudden element to it as well. When this is happening with Venus, now, of course, Venus, goddess of love, I'll talk about this more in the love-focused horoscope. However, for the general horoscope, I can say there's an element here of valuing yourself, valuing your time, valuing who you are at your very essence, cherishing a sense of who you are beyond superficial identity, rather identifying with something that really resonates with the core of you and allowing that to guide you. Now, the reason I gave you the earlier dates, late September and mid-October dates, was because what is happening at those dates is Mercury will move over the exact spot of the eclipse that's going to take place. And Mercury will move over that again once we get about a week into November, and I'll be here to talk about it then in next month's horoscope. But these really are the moments to watch that are going to speak to the eclipse that's taking place late September, in early to mid-October, and then again a week into November. These are the dates that Mercury will direct, retrograde back over the exact point of the eclipse, and then direct again over that exact point. You add to this the fact that As you start the month, Mercury is in your sign, and in the early days of the month will stand still and begin to go backwards before exiting your sign in the early part of the month as well. So this is Mercury moving over 0 degrees. So every one of these dates I gave you, it's Mercury sort of crossing the line between Libra and Scorpio. First direct. So just as September ended in the first days of October, you've got Mercury in your sign. Mercury stands still in the sky, begins to go backwards, crosses that 0 degree point again around the 10th, 11th, and then moves into the sign just before yours. And then again, once we get you about a week or so into November, Mercury will again cross that line into your sign as well, spending most of November in your sign. So the fact that we've got Mercury just in your sign, Mercury in your sign is about you getting clear on a level of mind, on a level of intellect as to who you are, what you're capable of. Getting an understanding of what is really important to you, what truly matters to you in your heart of hearts, and finding a way to express that, finding a way to communicate that. When Mercury is retrograde in your sign, this is about you reconsidering some core element of what really matters to you. And does it matter to you anymore? Is it worth your attention? Do you really identify with this still or not? These are going to be a big part of your learning now and in the period ahead. And the eclipse is only going to accelerate this process. Now, when we have the eclipse taking place, right around the same time, we are going to have Mercury standing still in the sky and going direct in the sign just before yours. So what that suggests is that really this is about, when it's a sign just before yours, it's essentially about what isn't obvious to you, what you might not always see. And when it's a sign just before yours, it does suggest that there's an element here of the psyche being healed, being purged of something you no longer need. An element of where maybe you've been in your own way, sabotaging your own best efforts. You are able to get that clarity you need so that you can get out of the way and let things happen that you want actually happening, things that you identify with, things that you feel good about, to actually allow those to come forward. This is a month for you that can really change the way you understand yourself and help you to see yourself with much kinder eyes, much more loving eyes. Help see that the things that you really want, especially the soft things and the things that are connected to a sense of worthiness, the things that are connected to the love that you have to share. And by that, I mean, of course, like I said, I'll talk about love-focused horoscopes, but the love that you have to share in terms of who you are at your essence, and the love that you deserve to share with yourself and to give yourself and to see value in yourself. All of that gets a renewed sense of healing, a boost, a clarity, and a very clear sense of who you are becomes evident. And from that place, you are able to direct your focus, direct your power to make some truly amazing things happen for you.